Yeah. What we discussed about the EC2 instance, right? Elastic Compute
Yeah,
Cloud.
launching EC2.
Yeah, launching EC2 instance. Choose
Yeah.
AMI, choose instance type, configure instance, add storage. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yep. So now you understood, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just have
So,
a quick review of last class.
yeah, yep. I will give you.
So
So
go to
something
home
like,
page,
yeah, go to EC2 instances.
launch, click on launch.
Just launch instance, or if you click the
Yeah.
instances.
Yeah, instance
So, yeah.
name
So I'm in the North Virginia region.
North
Okay.
Virginia. Yeah.
So what
Um,
are those? Instance type. You
instance
already know the
types.
instance
Yeah.
type.
Yeah.
So dedicated instances. AMIs, you already know the AMI, right? Amazon Mission Image.
Mission image.
So
Yeah.
yeah, elastic block storage. Block storage is nothing but something like a storage. So we call it as a volumes. Okay. In the network and security groups. So security group is nothing but a inbound and outbound groups. I will tell you. Okay. Na?
Yeah.
So key pairs we already discussed. Elastic
Yeah.
IP. Yeah, the load balancer, target groups, and trusted stores, and auto scaling groups. Okay,
We
I
have
will
got to
discuss
discuss
this.
that. Yeah. So now, if you we'll
Click the
just review
launch instance,
launch instance, name the
name
instance.
instance,
Yeah. My
uh,
EC2.
my EC2.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we need to select the free tier.
API.
Free tier
Yeah.
is
Free tile.
Linux, Amazon, same like as a CentOS.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then instance type. Instance type also, you know, right? The RAM and CPU
Yeah.
is nothing but an instance type.
Instance type.
1 second, it is selecting.
Into micro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
select the key pair, create a new key pair.
Create new pair.
So I'm
Report
creating,
name. My.
or else ppm. I'm creating this time ppm. Okay.
mm,
I will tell you how to convert .pem to .ppk.
mm,
My,
my EC2. My first EC2
or else my EC to 6
instance.
p.m. to 7 p.m. Okay.
Mm, yeah. Root key
Create a
pair.
key pair. Next, so network settings. The VPC. VPC is nothing but a virtual private cloud. I will tell you. Okay.
Mm,
So subnet security group. Security group is nothing but a inbound and outbound traffic.
yeah.
So for example, inbound means so we want to connect the SSH server, right?
Mm,
So that
mm,
is inbound. Outbound is nothing but I want to expose my website in the browser,
mm,
right? So for that purpose, we use the security groups. I will open once I launch the instance. Okay. So the
yeah.
configuration and the storage. The storage, right? Storage
Mm.
EBS volumes. I already show you, right? The storage EBS volumes. Okay.
No, did you show me the CVS?
EBS. You see, general
Yeah.
purpose
Th-
EBS.
30 GB of free storage.
Yeah, 30 GB of a free storage. So
Yeah.
EBS types, there are 3, 4, 5 types of EBS volumes. One is general
Mm,
purpose. So the second one is something like provisioned jobs. So for example, large data, big data, good performance purpose. They are using the provision IOPS. For the database purpose, they are using the high IOPS. So input output operation. IOPS is nothing but a
mm,
so throughput optimization also storage type. So low cost, large data processing, bit slow in processing. Cold
mm,
HDD, low cost, very less used data. Magnetic or magnetic tapes also we can use.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, once I launch I will tell you. So we need to attach the data disk space, right? I will show you.
AMI. Did you create AMI?
Yeah, yeah, I took the Amazon Linux AMI, right? I did not
Yeah.
created any AMI. I took the predefined AMI.
Users. Okay.
Yeah, go to the EC2 instances. Okay, you see instances.
Instances.
My EC2 instance is running. Still it is initializing, right? So once it
Initializing.
is, yeah, what is 1 by 2 check first? So availability zone in 1C. So public DNS, private DNS, monitoring, Linux. Okay. So you
Hmm.
see, right? This is the details of the Linux instance, IPv4 assigned VPC ID, default VPC, default subnet, default security groups, so public IP, instance ID. Every instance having their own instance ID. Okay, it will create the unique ID for every instance. Okay,
Hmm.
so public and private IP and public DNS also will create.
Okay.
Okay, so if you go to the securities, I already told you, right? The security groups, so inbound and outbound traffic. What is that?
Inbound and outbound.
Inbound traffic. Inbound traffic means 22 we are allowing. So outbound traffic. Outbound means all traffic. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. This is the inbound. This is the something like a security group, yeah, or a firewall, something like. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. So now you understood the instance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How you can connect? You already know, right? How to start, to stop, how to connect. So
Yeah.
instance state, you reboot to terminated
Reboot stuff.
settings. So if you want to add more storage,
Hmm.
okay. So instance settings, attach auto scaling group, change termination, change stop, change replication, security, image template, monitors, view details, or else. So we can attach the volumes from here also. Okay. So in the volumes, right? Create a new volume. For example, you already created 8 GB volume, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So you want another volume for this. You want another 30 GB volume, 20 GB volume. You can create the volume and attach it to the this instance. Okay.
Oh, how do you do that?
Yeah. Create a volume.
Yeah.
Yeah. So first you need to
Right.
check the, yeah. So where exactly uh, this availability zone US East 1C. Okay. So you need to
Hmm.
create the volume same in the this availability zone. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
Create a volume. General purpose 100 GB. Yeah. Just 10 GB is enough because of we
Yeah.
have a 30
30 GB
GB
down.
free space.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So availability zone is 1C. Okay.
Hmm.
So create a volume. Yeah. So you see
Hmm.
here. So this volume is
In
in
use.
use. So this is
8
OS
GB one.
creation. Yeah, for the OS creation.
No,
Okay.
instead of creating a new volume,
Hmm.
can we not change the specifications of already the instance which is in use?
This one, na?
Yeah. Can we
Yeah.
not?
Yeah. There is
Can we
a
not do?
yeah. Volume should be two types. One is standard volume. The other one is LVM volume. So if it is
LVM.
a LVM, logical volume manager, so then
Hmm.
only it will attach the volume. That attach the volume to the slash. So you are asking about here or root partition?
No, no. I'm asking about this volume.
No,
The
no,
one
no.
which is in use.
Hmm.
Can we not change
Yeah,
the?
we cannot change. We cannot change.
So that is fixed.
That is fixed because of every volume. So every volume it will create the a disk, something like here I will say you. You see. So XDA for this XDA it will create a 8 GB. So for this
Hmm.
it will create a another disk name.
So what if I want to increase the,
Incre-
load balance on one instance?
Load balancer.
Yeah. So for example, I
Hmm.
have created one instance
Hmm.
with 8 GB size.
Hmm. Hmm.
And now we are putting more load on this instance, which has
Hmm.
8 GB. So what
Hmm.
if I want to increase that to 15 GB, from 8 GB to 15 GB? Can we not do that?
Yeah. So we can do it. So this is the hard disk. So this is
Yeah,
the hard disk. This is the hard disk, and this is the
yeah,
hard disk. For example, okay.
yeah,
So these all are the hard disk. The hard
yeah.
disk name should be, the naming convention should be, so where the yeah, where the hard disks are available in the directory, which directory slash dev. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, the name should be SDA. Okay, SDB. I will tell you what this is.
Hmm,
SDC, SDD. Okay.
hmm.
So what this is? This is SATA disk 1. Okay. So this is
Yeah.
SATA disk 1. This is 2. This is
Those are hard
3.
disk,
Yeah,
individual hard
this.
disks.
Yeah. These are our individual hard disk.
Yeah,
Okay. So this
yeah.
SDA hard disk is mounted to slash. So the entire OS hard disk is mounted to 8 GB. Okay. So this is
Individual.
individual. Okay.
Okay.
So this is so what you are asking, I want to increase this. So the
8
RAM
GB.
and
Yeah.
CPU is the performance. Remember this one. So
Hmm,
based on the RAM and CPU, it will differentiate the percentage performance.
hmm.
Okay. So you want to increase the RAM and CPU, that is instance type.
Yeah. Changing the instance type.
Okay. Then you can change the instance type. That is the different part. This is the disk partition. Okay. What this is? This is a disk partition. So if you want to increase the this disk space, uh, so for this root volume, so we can attach another hard disk to slash root, and we can increase the hard disk space. We can attach to this. We can attach to this. So we created a three volumes. We created a three volumes, and we can attach to slash. For example, this is 8 GB. Okay. This is 10
Hmm.
GB. This is 5 GB, and this is also 5 GB. For example. So before it is 8 GB, but this hard disk is this partition is in LVM, then only it will possible to add the more hard disks. So after LVM, it will be 10 plus 18,
28,
18, 20,
28,
28.
28.
Now you understood.
Yeah,
So if it is a standard
got it.
partition, we cannot add, we cannot extend.
Hmm,
Now you understood?
got it.
Mm. And
So this 8 GB, whatever you're telling,
mm,
the volume space,
mm,
is that not part of instance type
is not part of instance type. Instance type
I-
is related to
related to the RAM and this thing,
CPU. Mm,
core?
only cores. CPU
Okay,
and RAM only. That
got
performance
it.
is not related to hard disk.
Okay, got it. So volume is nothing but only the storage.
Storage.
Instance type is the performance
Yes.
indicator.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
got it.
Got it right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you see, so this instance is in used, but this is not in use state.
Yeah, it will change now.
Yeah. You want to attach this volume.
Hmm.
Before that, we can check it in here. I want to connect this as a web console. LSBLK. So how we check? So how many hard disks are attached? You can use the LSBLK command.
LSBLK.
Yeah, LSBLK is nothing but a list of block devices.
Mm.
Okay. So how many hard disk attached? So we have only one hard disk is attached in this instance. Okay. And that
Yeah,
hard disk is mounted to slash. Slash is a
got
directory.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you created a new instance, new volume, but it is not attached to this instance.
Mm.
So how you can attach it? You see, the instance is in use and this is in this instance is available, not added to any instance.
Mm. Mm.
Click on this. Okay. Action, attach
Okay.
volume.
We have only created a volume. That means
Mm,
we have created a disk, and
mm,
now we are attaching that to available
mm,
instances.
yes. So here I will
Okay.
show you. So this is the, yeah, this is the virtual box. Okay.
Yeah.
So here, failed to open. Why? So here you see the storage. How many hard disks
Mhm.
attached? Only one hard disk is attached
One.
for 20 GB.
Yeah.
I want to attach another hard disk, right?
Yeah.
So how
Mm.
you can attach? You can stop the system and you can attach the
Mhm.
hard disk.
Yeah.
Okay,
Got it.
got it right? Yeah. So now I want to attach a hard disk to a instance. Attach
Instance.
volume. Yeah. So which instance? My EC2 instance.
Only one is running.
Hmm.
My EC2.
Hmm. Select the
Mm.
device name, SDA, SDB. Okay. So the device name is already in use. So you want to use DevOps SDB. Okay.
Mm.
So new Linux kernel may rename your devices slash dev xvdf throughput xvdp internally. When you use a device name entered in here, so it will be a FO, something like F through, something like SDA, SDB. I already show you, right?
Yeah.
SDA, SDB, STC, SD. Something like from SDF to SDP it is taken.
HTTP. Yeah.
So this is also in use.
Yeah.
You see, a new hard disk is attached with 10 GB.
Attached. Yeah. 10 GB.
Understood?
Yeah.
So how you can attach the volumes?
Got it.
Yeah. So volume security groups. Security groups I already discussed it, right? Inbound and outbound. Okay, placement groups, key pairs, key pair. I will show you key pair. So which key pair I created? I created a
My
PEM key pair.
EC2 6 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Yeah, that is a PEM, right?
Sorry? Yeah. Yeah.
So that is a,
PM.
hmm. So I want to, if you want to connect, so if you want to connect through putty, so we need a .ppk file, but we generated a which file? .pem file,
Yeah.
right? So we want to convert from .ppk to,
No, PAM to PPK.
hmm, where I downloaded that one, downloads, my EC2, right?
Yeah. That one.
Yeah, this one, right?
Hmm.
Open that file. Okay. So this file want to create a private key. Okay. So here you see that private key.
Save private key. Hmm. So PPK is nothing but private key.
Yes.
Okay. What is PEM?
PEM key. PEM key is nothing but a public key.
Okay. M is public, PPK is private.
Okay. I'm
Okay.
saving as a PPK. Why?
Choose on desktop. I think you're saving in
Okay.
downloads. Yeah.
I download in the downloads. This one. Okay.
Yeah.
So now you understood, right? The storage types also.
Yeah.
EBS volume storage types also. Right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Mm, how you can attach, how you can mount, unmount, right? Detach. Yeah. So what is load balancing? What is load balancing? Basha,
Yeah.
do you know what is load balancing?
Load balancing is nothing but managing the traffic.
Yes, very good. Managing the traffic.
Traffic.
Yeah. So for example, s- so for example, you have a website called as a gaming website, for example, Rummy Circle or whatever it may be.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm. Yeah.
Rummy Circle. So this is your
Hmm.
website.
Hmm.
So daily, how many people are connecting? Below 20K only. How many people?
20K.
20K people. But so you are running a tournaments on weekends. On week,
Tournaments on
uh,
weekends.
on weekends, right? Mm, so what you need? So weekends, how many people are accessing? For example, 1 lakh people will access this website.
Hmm.
Okay. So
Yeah.
for example, this is our server, app server. Okay.
Hmm. Yeah.
So for every day, so it will be 20K, right? So
Yeah.
it will sustain. For example, server one.
Hmm.
So this is server one, and this is website. Okay. Your
Hmm.
website is
Hmm.
deployed. So every day, so this will okay, right?
With 1 lakh people.
With 1 lakh people. No, no, no. In 20K people,
Hmm.
right? So for
Hmm.
example, this is our instance one. So IP address something. Okay.
Hmm.
IP address and DNS. So we have a IP address and DNS. So we can connect this instance either IP address or DNS. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
But so for example, so how many people are connecting on the weekends?
1 lakh.
1 lakh people. For example, every server having it will sustain 20K, right?
It should be 5.
So we need a 5 servers.
Yeah.
So this is our website. So this is our website. So this is our website. Okay.
Yeah.
So here also. So this is our website. So how many
Hmm.
servers we have? We have 5 servers, right?
Yeah.
Server
Yeah.
1, server 2, server 3, 5 servers. Server 1, server 2, server 3, server 5. Okay.
Yeah.
So for example, if you have a one IP address, one DNS, but
Hmm.
so you have a multiple IP addresses. So we have a multiple
IP addresses.
IP addresses. So if you connect this IP address, okay, so we cannot create a DNS name for the one IP address. Okay, multiple
Hmm.
IP address. So what we need? So we need a load balancer. What we need?
Load balancer.
Yeah. So if you use the load balancer, if you use the load balancer, the traffic will or share the load, right? If it is a
Hmm.
so if it is a 21K, so the response, the hit will go to the website 2, website 3, website 4, right?
It will balance the
Load will
load
be balancing.
to all the servers.
Yes, the load will be balancing, and so here based on the CPU and memory, based on the CPU memory, so it will create the auto scaling, right? So for
Hmm.
example, yeah, so you created a, so in the data center model, you created a 5 servers, and these 4 servers will not use on the everyday, right?
Hmm.
Because
Hmm.
of only 20K people we are using, but we are
Hmm.
paying the money for these 4 servers also, because of we are not using, but we are paying the money. Why?
Hmm.
On the weekends we are doing a tournaments, right? At that time we need the server,
Hmm.
but I don't want to spend this much amount of money. I don't want to
During the
use
weekdays.
uh, so
Yeah.
I so whenever my hit my CPU and memory, the average will increase, automatically will scale up another server, will automatically scale up another server, will automatically scale up
Hmm.
another server. Okay,
Yeah.
whenever traffic goes down, the CPU and memory, it will scale down the instances.
Automatically.
uh, Scale up and scale down, auto
Hmm.
scaling. Have you understood?
Yeah. Got it.
So that concept is called as a
Auto scaling.
auto scaling. Okay, so
Yeah.
here,
So what if? So for example,
mm,
we have. So as you mentioned, we have 5 servers.
mm,
Yeah.
yep,
So on the weekends, so our estimation was 1 lakh.
mm,
So for 1 lakh, 5 servers are fine. And if it goes above 1 lakh, so
mm,
automatically it will balance.
no, no,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it will
So then
distribute.
minimum,
It will distribute, and the load will be balanced. Right.
minimum auto scaling we are setting min to max 20. The auto scaling group minimum servers 2, maximum servers
20.
20. So min
What is
means
minimum?
every time
Minimum.
it will it will up and
It
running
will
2 servers.
maintain.
It
It
will
will maintain
maintain
two
two
servers.
servers.
Okay.
If the traffic increases up to 20, it will create.
So you. So now my doubt is
Mm.
I don't have instances created. I have only 5 instances. So
You don't need
even though
you don't need to create the instances. It automatically up.
it'll automatically up.
It automatically up. So based on this
Okay.
server, right, it will automatically clone and it will automatically create it.
No, my question is, so for example, one
Mm.
server is one instance.
Yes, one server is one
Yeah.
instance.
So
Yep.
in this way, you are telling 20 max is nothing but, so in auto scaling, this
Mm.
can create based on the load, this
Mm.
can create 20 servers according by auto scaling.
No, no, no.
Nothing
Up
but
to
20
20.
instances.
Up to
Up to
20.
20. Up to 20. So
Mm.
what if what if I want more than 20? So will it not take?
Will not take. If you are setting up that max 20, right?
Yeah, it will balance in that 20 only.
In the 20 only.
Okay.
So in the
Yeah.
20 only.
All right.
If traffic goes beyond the 20, so we cannot do anything, right? Again, we need to go
Yeah.
to the auto scaling group and we need to change the max to 20 to 30 or 20 to 40 or 20 to 25.
Okay. Now, how do we calculate this load?
Yeah, based on the CPU and memory. For example,
Now, how do we calculate based on based on the input? So, for example,
uh,
if you take a real scenario,
mm,
now if we take our software,
mm,
yeah. So ours is a software as a service software.
mm,
Yeah.
mm,
So now, for example, now because I don't have now because it's a fresh software, I don't have any clients on it.
mm, mm.
What so I'm expecting 50 clients in next 12 months.
50?
50 clients
Um,
in next 12 months.
okay.
So if I take 50 clients,
Mm,
so how can I calculate that input in my software?
yeah. So for example, so every server having their own U limit value, user limit value.
Okay.
U limit value is 20K. So for
Okay.
example, these five servers, so how many users
One
can
lakh.
hit 1 lakh? Now you
Okay.
understood. For example, your five clients you are taking this
So
request.
you're telling
Hmm,
20,000 for each
hmm.
server, yeah?
We set the U limit.
So,
U limit is nothing but a user limit. So we can set
okay, so
the
you're
U
telling
limit for
user
the
limit.
server also.
So what is that user limit? So will there be no input from that user?
Yeah,
What
no
if
in
there is input from the user? So for
again.
example,
Hmm.
I you are there, you are using my software, okay?
Yes, I'm
So
using my
I
software.
took one instance. I said
Hmm.
I can put 10 clients on it.
Hmm.
Okay. So for 10 clients, I'm not sure how much data each client uses because every client has their own set of data.
Hmm.
So one might use 10 MB data.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
10 MB of storage.
Hmm.
Another client might use 500 MB.
Hmm.
Another client might use 1 GB of data.
Hmm.
So in this way, how can we calculate that load? So how does the cloud architect calculate that load? And how does he, you know, how does he take that instance type?
Yeah.
Is that a random figure that they take?
Random figure only, right? We cannot assumption the people, how many people are accessing this website.
Exactly. That's what I'm telling. So is that a random figure? So thinking, okay, based on the client's feedback, so
Hmm.
I'll tell I'm expecting 50 clients in next 12 months. So based
Yes.
on that, he'll take the instance type.
Yes, 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 yes. So it's
Okay,
our
got it.
assumption only. So we can increase, right?
Assumption.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
got
it's
it.
a AWS elastic. The nature is AWS elastic. So if you want, we
Yeah.
can. Yeah. So auto scaling is nothing but a scale up and scale down whenever we need
Okay.
a right. So for
Well,
example,
if in case if we change the instance type in between,
hmm,
now I have created an instance type for
yeah,
20K.
hmm,
Okay.
hmm,
Now I want to increase that instance time to 50K each instance.
yeah, yeah. You can increase it. You can
So
increase the.
if I increase that,
Hmm,
will all the key pairs and everything change, update, or do they remain same?
everything is same. You are just changing your
Instance type, that's it.
instance type, right? Not all
Yeah.
these things. You just changing the instance type from. So we are taking a instance T2 micro, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for example, this is my startup. So I want to increase whenever the people get the traffic. Okay.
Yeah.
So that time. So we can. So it will not disturb on everything. It will only change the T2 micro in the instance type.
Can we auto scale the instance type as well?
No, we cannot we can auto scale the instance only, not
Not
instance
the
type.
instance type. Okay. Yeah, got it.
Got it right?
Yeah,
So
got it.
this is
So
nothing but
based on
address.
my understanding,
Hmm.
correct me if I'm wrong.
Hmm. Hmm.
So instance, so basically instant type always remains same
Hmm.
until and unless we change it.
Yes, 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 yes,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah.
So for individual instances, I mean for individual instance type,
Hmm.
not for instance, for individual instance type, you can add more volume.
Yes, we can add more
So
volumes.
so first thing is we have to add more volume and
Hmm.
then attach that volume to
Instance.
instance.
Uh,
Yeah, not instance type. Attach that to instance.
and then we need to create the partition also because of a raw hard disk type is null. For example, if you want to use the raw hard disk in Windows or if you want to use the raw disk in Linux, right? So Linux
Yeah.
having a different file system, Windows having a different file system. For example, if
Hmm.
you want to use the hard disk in Windows, we need a NTFS is the format.
Yeah.
By default, a raw hard disk file system format is null. Okay.
Okay.
So we
By
need to create,
default, it's null.
it's null. So
Hi, bro.
Okay.
we need to convert it as per the OS. For example, if it is a Windows, we can convert it from null to NTFS. If it is a
Hmm.
Linux, we need to convert it from null to ext2, ext3, ext4 or XFS. Okay, the latest
Hmm.
file system in Linux is XFS.
Yeah.
Okay, I will tell you. So we will from tomorrow onwards we will start the Linux. You will understand all these things.
Yeah. Okay. No problem.
Hi, bro. I just joined. Did I
Ah,
miss anything important?
no, 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 no. Actually, yeah, yeah, yeah.
The old link was not working. So,
No, Wolding is not working because of myself and Bash are taking the class from other link. So you are asking waiting, right? That's the reason I
yes,
asked
yes.
you to join this call.
Okay, okay.
So Basha, if you want, you can stay here or you can log out. So I'm taking the class to the other people. So that is also
Yeah.
same. The Linux that AWS only. If you want, you can listen also.
No, it's okay. I'll join you tomorrow. No problem.
Okay.
Hi.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hmm. Guys,
Yeah.
so did you watch the last video? Magna, I think you missed the last video, right? That Friday class. Siri, Magna, Satish. So
Yes, yes.
Satish, did you join the on Friday's class?
Yeah,
Last
yeah.
Friday,
I
you
joined.
joined.
Yeah.
Yes,
To
yes.
join.
Siri also joined, right? Magna.
Yes.
Yeah. So that time we discussed about the how to create the AWS account, right?
No, I think you got some error, right?
For that
Yeah, yeah.
authentication,
Yeah, we discussed.
What is that?
authentication error we got. We are unable to get in without that authentication.
Yes, 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 yes.
Then
Yeah,
that is
yeah.
where
So
you
now,
told.
now I'm able to access the server. Okay. Okay. Today I will launch the EC2 instance. I will show you how to launch the EC2 instance and so what are the details in the EC2 instance, guys. Okay.
Bro, show us as well how to go ahead with that authenticator,
Authenticator. Okay.
because it is I
You
created
also faced
one
the same, huh?
same. I left that hoping that you will help
Hmm.
us.
I will help. So, right, sign into the console.
Yeah.
Yeah, sign into the using root console. I'm using blujaytech29 @gmail.com. Wow. Verification code sent to Gmail. Oh, shit. What is this? 1 second, guys. Add another account. BlueJayTech. BlueJayTech29@gmail.com. Okay. The password. Yeah. It is asking recovery phone, email, everything. Not no, guys.
If not, you can put it aside and let us know tomorrow, bro.
No, oh yeah, no worries, no worries.
It's
I will
not
show
an
you. I will
urgent.
show you. I will
Yeah,
show
yeah. But we would like to know, but later it's okay.
you. Continue with the global account. Why, yaar? Why it is asking?
సార్ క్లాస్ అయిపోయిందా సార్?
అయిపోయింది.
సార్ మాకు ఇన్ఫార్మ్ చెయ్యొద్దా సార్ మీరు?
నువ్వు లాగౌట్ అవ్వు.
సాయంత్రం ఒక బ్యాచ్ ఉందా?
కంటిన్యూస్ కాల్స్ నడుస్తూనే ఉంటాయి బ్యాచ్.
ఇప్పుడు వాళ్ళది ఎక్కడ ఉంది? సాయంత్రం వాళ్ళది
సాయంత్రం వాళ్ళది ఆన్లైన్ 6 to 7.
లేదు, ఐ మీన్ వాళ్ళది కూడా AWS లోనే ఉన్నారా?
వాళ్ళు AWS లోనే ఉన్నారు, కానీ ఆయనకి లైనక్స్ చెప్పలేదు ఇంకా.
అచ్చా, ఓకే ఓకే.
సైన్ అవుట్, ఇది సైన్ ఇన్ అయింది, బట్ రేపు చూపిస్తానులే. ఓకేనా? యాక్చువల్లీ ఇందాక
ఓకే.
అడిగింది అథెంటికేటర్ యాప్. ఇట్ ఈస్ ఆస్కింగ్ అథెంటికేటర్ యాప్. సో ఇన్ మై మొబైల్ ఐ హ్యావ్ ఆల్రెడీ
అది
ఇన్స్టాల్డ్.
MFA సెట్ చేయమని అడుగుతుంది మాకు.
అవునవును. ఎలా అంటే, సో యూ కెన్ సెటప్ యూ కెన్ క్రియేట్ ఏ అథెంటికేటర్ యాప్. ఓకే,
అథెంటికేటర్ యాప్ డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకోవాలి కదా మన
డౌన్లోడ్
ప్లే
చేసుకోవాలి.
స్టోర్ లో. ఓకే.
ఎస్, యూ కెన్, అండ్ యూ కెన్ యూజ్ దట్ అథెంటికేటర్ యాప్. యూ కెన్ లాగ్ ఇన్ టు ద AWS అకౌంట్ ఆన్ దట్ అథెంటికేటర్ యాప్. ఓకే,
స్టెప్స్ ఉన్నాయా మరి ఏమైనా? సరే,
స్టెప్స్
రేపు చూద్దాంలేండి. మరి రేపు చూద్దాంలేండి.
రేపు చూద్దాం, ఆర్ ఎల్స్ ఇప్పుడైనా చెప్తాను. సో జస్ట్ యాప్ ఆన్ చేసుకొని దాంట్లో క్లిక్ చేసుకొని పెడితే అయిపోతుంది. ఓకేనా?
ఓకేనా స్టెప్స్? AWS MFA విత్ గూగుల్ అథెంటికేటర్. ఓకే.
సో ఐ విల్ షో యూ టుమారో.
ఓకే ఓకే ఓకే.
ఓకే. సో yeah guys, what we discussed I forgot.
We
So
just started, right?
we just started the EC2 instance, right?
No, EC2 ఇన్స్టెన్స్ వరకు వెళ్ళలేదు మనం.
వెళ్ళలేదా?
ఓన్లీ జనరల్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తారు. EC2 ఇన్స్టెన్స్ మనం క్రియేట్ చేయలేదు.
Okay, we'll create the EC2 instance.
మీరు ఏం
So whenever you logged into the
లాస్ట్ క్లాస్ లో సెక్యూరిటీ కీస్ అని చెప్పారు.
security keys
లాస్ట్ క్లాస్ లో సెక్యూరిటీ కీస్ అని
group security group.
గ్రూప్ కీస్ అని
I will tell you that part.
ఆ పుట్టితో
Okay.
ఎలా అథెంటికేట్ చేసుకోవాలో డ్రాయింగ్ చేసి చూపించారు.
అవునవును, అది చూపిస్తాను.
అంతవరకు స్టార్టింగ్ ఫస్ట్ క్లాసే అయింది అంతే.
Okay, I will show you guys. So this is my instance. Actually I launched the instance. I'm showing how to terminate the instance. You already know, right, how to terminate. Termination is nothing but a deletion. I'm terminating this instance. So termination is nothing but a decommission. You know the term of decommission, right? Satish, Magna, Siri.
Yes.
Yes, right? EC2 instance. Okay. So launching EC2 instance, we already know, right, guys?
Don't know.
You don't know, no?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I will show you. So I want to launch the EC2 instance, guys. Launching EC2 instance. AWS with the DevOps. Date is, what is the date now, guys? 14th, huh? 04/25. Yep, guys. So launching a EC2 instance. So launching EC2 instance, what we need, guys? Guys, choose AMI, right? So AMI, which AMI we need? Free tier eligible. So I already showed the free tier account, right, guys? AWS free tier. Yeah. So if you create the account as a free tier account, guys, so that free tier account, for example, 12 months free account. So what we will get in the free tier account? So for example, 750 hours EC2 instance hours. So 5 GB of S3, RDS 750 hours, and Amazon OpenSearch 750 hours, API Gateway 1 million, and Amazon Component 50K. So connect 90 minutes, EFS 5 GB, Elastic Block Storage 30 GB. So these all are the, we are getting while using the 12 months free account, guys. Is understood? Yeah.
Yes.
So what we are choosing? We are choosing the free tier account. So whatever the free tier, right? We will use that free tier account. Choose instance type also. I already told the what is instance type, right, guys? Guys, instance type అంటే ఏంటో చెప్పానా సతీష్?
యా E2 మైక్రో అని చెప్పారు.
చెప్పా కదా. ఓకే. సో కాన్ఫిగర్ instance. So configure instance, for example, default 1. So fourth one is something like add storage. So why we need a storage? We need a default 8 GB, default 8 GB for installing the OS. So we can take extra storage also. I will tell you guys, you will understand. Using EBS up to 30 GB is free tier, guys. What is that? So you can use free tier eligible for EBS volume is 30 GB. Eligible. Okay. Next, what is 5? Add tags. Tags are optional, guys. If you want to use, you can use, or else you can leave it. So tags are optional. So, and the sixth one is security. Configure security group. So to allow traffic to access our EC2. So our EC2 instance. Okay. Our EC2 instance. So what are the traffic, guys? What are the protocols? SSH, 22, RDP, 3389, HTTP. You already know the HTTP, right, guys? HTTP is something like a 80, and HTTPS is 443 port number, right? These are all the, so we need to configure the security group. We need to allow the 22 port, RDP port, HTTP port, right? So then, so what is the seventh point? The seventh point is nothing but a, so review the instance details. Once you select all these things, you need to review the details. Then create a new key pair. Create a new key pair and download it. Download it. So ninth one is, so what is that? Ninth one is, ninth point, convert PEM file to PPK file. Okay. So what is the 10th point? So the 10th point and last point is connect to EC2 using putty, using putty, guys. Guys understood? So this is nothing but a launching EC2 instance. Launching EC2 instance. Guys understood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Siri and Meghana, they are following, right?
Yeah, they are following.
Okay.
Siri, you there, right?
I think she just dropped.
She dropped, Yeah, Magna is there. Siri dropped, Okay, no worries. She will join again. So what is that?
What was the update, bro? Today morning happened in your office.
EKS migration. So before we are using RKE.
Okay.
What is that?
RK, yeah.
RKE is nothing but a rancher Kubernetes engine.
Okay. Previously, Rancher I heard SS.
So rancher Kubernetes engine. So we are migrating from rancher Kubernetes engine to EKS Kubernetes engine.
Okay. This is very important, bro, because in interviews we can say that I migrated. I will say.
So Elastic, this is AWS.
Rancher to
So this
EK,
is a provider managed EK, provider managed Kubernetes. Okay. So this is self-managed Kubernetes. Understood?
Provider managed. Correct. Understood. Yes. Okay. Provider managed means AWS fellow will give that.
AWS
RKE means our own.
own.
Customized. Okay.
Customized. Okay. So for example, this is EC2 instance. What this is?
Got it. Yeah.
So this is a EC2 instance. So yeah, this is the EC2 instance. So how we can connect this EC2 instance? So for example, so through connect this EC2 instance via SSH, right?
Yeah.
SSH. So what we need, so security group. So we need to allow the security group. So what is that? Inbound rule and outbound rules. What is that? Inbound and outbound rules, security group. I will show you what is inbound, what is outbound. Okay. So in inbound, what we need to do? So we need to allow SSH port is 22. So outbound means all. We need to allow all IP addresses. Okay. Yep, guys. So this is EC2 instance. How we are launching EC2 instance, I will show you. Okay. So now you understood the how we can launch the EC2 instance, the step by steps. I will show you now. Yeah. Sign in again. Sign in as a root user. Guys, I will tell you here once. Yeah. So we can connect the AWS console. We can connect the AWS console in two ways. I already told you, right, guys? So we can connect the AWS console in two ways. So one is
CLI and web link.
no. So console. I am asking about console, not cloud. AWS console. This one. Yes.
With
Root
email
and
and
root user. So we can connect the a console by using a root user or IAM user. Root user is the something like a administrator user. IAM user is nothing but a normal user in the Linux. So right, so IAM user having some certain limit of permissions. Root user having unrestricted access in our account, in our company taking the AWS account, right? That account is root account. So root account will not give to anyone. So they will create the IAM user and they will give the access to you guys. Okay. So what is that? Console access. Console access is root user as a IAM user. So I'm connecting the root user account. So I'm connecting with root user account. So root user. So what is the root user? The root user is blujaytech 29. Password. Yeah. So once you logged into that AWS console, right? So this is the a dashboard. Sorry, guys. Yeah. So once you logged into the AWS account, this is the dashboard. So it will show, so we can use the all the services. What are the services? Compute service, container storage, database. So migration and transfer, developer tools, customer, these all are the services, guys. You can use whatever you want. Okay. So whenever you log into the AWS console, right? So what is the default region? The default region is you will get it in the North Virginia. You want to launch the EC2 instance in the Mumbai region. You need to select the region. For example, I want to launch the EC2 instance in the Mumbai region. So then I want to select it the Mumbai region. So now I am in the which region? Mumbai region. So I want to create a EC2 instance, right? The service name is EC2. Click the EC2 service. Okay. So these are the attributes in the EC2 instance. What are those instances? Instance type, AMIs, volumes, elastic block storage, network and security, load balancing, and auto scaling. So these are the attributes in the EC2 instances. Okay. So I want to launch the EC2 instance. I want to launch the virtual machine. Click the instances tab. Click the instances button. In here, is there any EC2 instance? Is there any virtual machines running? Created? Guys? No, there is no virtual missions are running on this region, Mumbai region. So if you want to launch EC2 instance, so click the launch EC2 instance. Click the launch EC2 instances. So what you need to provide? You need to provide the so name of the instance. For example, my EC2. I'm creating a name, call it as a my EC2 instance. So application and OS images, image and mission image. An AMI is a template that contains a software configuration, application system, application server, or applications required to launch your instance. Such before for AMIs, you don't see what you are looking for. So for example, I'm taking which account I created. I created the free tier account. Whatever the free tier eligible, right? I will take those free tier eligibles. You see free tier eligible. So what is that? Amazon Linux. If you want to check the browse AMIs, click the browse AMIs. So these all are the AWS, Amazon, Mac, Red Hat, SUSE Linux, Ubuntu Linux, Windows, Debian, Ubuntu, SUSE. So these all are the AMIs, guys. So which AMI I'm taking now? I'm taking the free tier eligible. What are the free tier eligible, right? And so we already discussed about the CentOS in the Linux, right? CentOS, Red Hat, Fedora, Oracle Linux, Amazon Linux are the same Linuxes. Okay, the same whatever the commands we used in the CentOS, the same commands will be used in the Amazon Linux 2 also. Amazon Linux and Amazon Linux. So Amazon Linux 23 is the latest version. Amazon Linux 2 is the older version. I'm selecting the free tier eligible of Amazon Linux 2, guys. Select Amazon Linux 2. Okay, I selected the Amazon Linux 2 because of it's a free tier eligible. It's a free tier eligible. Then EC2 instances. So EC2 instance is because of the size of the RAM and MPU. I already told you, right, guys? So compare the EC2 instances. So instance type is nothing but a RAM and CPU. It's a combination of a RAM and CPU. So whatever the instance you want, you can launch the EC2. You can take the instance type. For example, you want a more CPU, more memory, or throughput, output, or something like C3 X large, S3 8 X large. You see, so it will be 96 core and 192 GB of RAM. Also, we can take it. We can take it based on your requirement. You can you can take, guys. So initially our application is startup application. Initially I don't want to use the high memory, high CPU because of it will be varying the charges, right? So initially I'm taking the T2 micro. If my traffic, if the people are accessing more, then I will change it to the instance type. There is a specialty called as we can change the instance type whenever you want. Okay. So finally, I'm taking the a free tier eligible. T2 micro is the a free tier eligible. Select the EC2 instance type. Okay. Next, key pair. So what is a key pair? I already told you, right, guys? Key pair. So I want to connect the Linux mission. So we can connect the Linux mission in two ways. So one is username and password. Other one is username and key. 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 Okay. So what is this? So for example, root user and password, something like a Red Hat password I'm using, right? So we are using the username and password. So we can connect the EC2 instance, either key also, public key or private key. We can use the private key to connect the EC2 instance. So in AWS cloud, they disabled the password authentication. What is that? Password authentication. So password authentication and root access also. They disable the root access and password authentication. So we cannot log into root as a root user, and we cannot use the password. So every AWS, for example, if it is a Amazon Linux, we can use the a username called as a EC2-user. This is the normal user. Which user? EC2-user is the a default user for the Amazon Linux. Okay. So what is the password we need to take? We need to use the a ppk file, ppk or .ppk or .pem file. Okay. So which file and which file, right? So we can use .ppk or .pem. So if you want to connect via putty, we need a ppk. If you want to connect through putty, so what key we need? We need a .ppk key. So .ppk key, right? So I'm creating a .pem key and I will convert .pem to .ppk. Okay. Yes, guys. I'm creating a key pair. So you can use a key pair to securely connect our instances. To securely connect our instances, ensure that you have access to selected key pair before you launch the instances. Okay. So that's the reason I am creating a key pair, call it as a my EC2 batch 54. Okay. So I'm taking a data. So you can download the .ppk or .pem file. First I am downloading the .pem, then I will convert the .ppk. Okay. Okay. I downloaded the .pem file. Okay. Downloaded the PEM file. Okay. Okay. Next. So what is that? Networking. What is that, guys? Networking. So what is that? So so we can take the security group, networking. Networking. So we can use the a virtual private cloud, VPC. What is VPC? VPC, I will tell you a separate concept, guys. This one. So in our account, AWS account, so they will create a separate AWS account. In this AWS account, they will create the a virtual private cloud. So virtual private cloud is nothing but this is a network. So the other company will not convert this, will not connect to this network. So that is the reason they will create a VPC. In the VPC, so we need a security group. Security group VPC. So it will allow all the ports, but I don't want to allow all the ports. I want to restrict the ports by using security groups. What is that? SG. SG is nothing but a security group. I will show you guys, no worries. Okay. Yeah. So networking, we are selecting default ones. The firewall. So firewall is nothing but a security group. Create a security group with yellow only SSH traffic, or if you want to yellow SSH or HTTP, so we can allow it, guys. I'm allowing yellow HTTP or yellow HTTPS also. Right. Storage. The storage is, what is the storage, guys? By default 8 GB, it is a EBS storage. So how much is free tier eligible? So free tier eligible for the customer can get up to 30 GB of EBS general purpose volume. Okay. So this is the configuration we selected. Just launch the instance. It will launch the instances. Every instances, it will create a unique ID. Every instance is having it will create the unique ID. You see, ID instance. This is the ID number of the instance. Okay. You can click, it will directly go to that instance, or you can search it in the EC2 instances. Okay, so my EC2 instance is created. This is the instance ID. So our state is running micro T2 micro. We took the T2 micro. Still it is initializing. So where it created availability zone AP Southeast 1B. Public DNS is created. Public IP created, and private IP also created. And so security group launch wizard 1. So key name my EC2 batch 54. So the platform is Linux platform. Okay. So this is the details. If you see here also, it will get the details also. So the details, instance ID, um, as a auto assign public IP. So VPC, instance type VPC, subnet, ARN, AWS, private, public IT, and security groups. So security groups are, so this is the security group firewall. So firewall having that security group having inbound and outbound. So what is that? Inbound and outbound rules. So in the inbound, what we selected the 2280 44 43 outbound. So outbound, all traffic will be allowing. So only inbound, SSH only, HTTP and HTTPS only. So we can connect it. So we can connect it. Guys, now you understood? So we launched the EC2 instance. So this is the EC2 instance details. Okay. And storage, how much storage we took, networking, security, monitoring, status and alarms, details, and tags. Okay. So then I want to connect this EC2 instance. I want to connect this EC2 instance. How we can connect? We can connect via. So click the connect. We can connect EC2 instance connect, session manager, SSH client, and EC2 serial console. So in the real time, most of the cases we will connect through SSH session manager only, guys. Okay. Okay. So in the EC2 connect, EC2 instance connect is nothing but a web connect. So you see, guys, so enter the username defined an AMI used to launch the instance. If you did not define the custom username, the default username is EC2 instance, EC2 hyphen user. So what is this? In most cases, the default username EC2 is correct. However, read your AMI usage instructions to check the AMI owner has changed the default name user as the default as user2, EC2 user. So connect. Okay, so I'm connecting this cat/etc red hat release or os-release. Okay, so what is this? Amazon Linux version is 2. Okay, so this is the OS instance or VM launched. So we can connect either EC2, web console, or something like a session manager or SSH client. So we can connect through putty also. So before putty, so putty will use only which keys? .ppk keys. So we need to convert the .ppk to, so putty then is the software. So we can convert .pem to .ppk. So file, load private key. So in the downloads, what is that key? Ah, this one, right? My first instance. What is the key name, guys?
Batch 54 అనేది సేవ్ చేసినట్టున్నాను.
Batch 54. Sorry, all files, right? Or else .pem. Yeah. So my EC2 batch 54.pem. Open this file. Okay. So we want to save the private key, right? .ppk file.
లోడ్ ప్రైవేట్ కి అన్నారా పబ్లిక్ కి అన్నారా?
Load private key అన్నాను.
ఓకే.
Load private key. Yeah, we already downloaded, right?
So
Load
PEM file
private
is
key.
also considered as private only.
PEMSOL
Okay.
also, it's a private key. Okay, save private key. Batch 54. So we are creating here batch 54. Okay. So let's see the documents. Yeah, this is the batch 54. Okay. So how you can connect? We can connect through putty. Sorry, putty jana openda. Putty. You can use putty. Okay. So what is the IP address of this server? IP address of this server is, go to instances. So you can use public IP or a public DNS. Okay. Yeah. So we need to upload the private key, right? Click SSH, then auth, credentials, private key, browse private key, batch 54, open, session, open. Yeah, what is the default username, guys? EC2-user. Okay. Yeah, you see it? Yeah, I'm able to connect through putty or mobile connect or web connect EC2 instance. So for the web connect, we don't need a private key. We don't need a authentication. Directly it will connect. Okay, guys, understood?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm. So what we will launch? So we will launch the web server in this EC2 instance. Okay, or else EBS volumes. So what is EBS volume? Do you know what is EBS?
Elastic Beanstalk, but దాని యూసేజ్ ఏంటి నాకు ఐడియా లేదు. Is it volumes?
Yes, volumes. So what we selected? So we selected the EBS volume, right? The storage is so it's a EBS volume. You see here, where is that? Yeah, block device. The volume root volume type is EBS. So here, so we call it as a volume groups. Here we call it as a volumes in the storage is nothing but a volumes in EC2 instance. EC2 instance. For example, you want to add the additional volume. So EBS types. So what are the EBS types? EBS types is, for example, one is general purpose. General purpose volumes. So second one is provisioned IOPS. So third one is throughput throughput optimized. Throughput optimized. Fourth one is cold HDD. So fifth one is magnetic. Okay, so these all are the volume types. So generally what we are using, so this general purpose usage is web servers, so bash operations, Jenkins, so Nexus, so DevOps tools. So for this purpose we can use this general purpose. So provisioned IOP means good performance, large data, big high cost data. For example, database servers, all database servers, DB servers, we can use this one. Okay, so most probably this uses the app servers, application servers. Okay, throughput optimized means it's a low cost. What is that? Low cost, large data processing. So large data processing, big bit slow in the processing. Bit slow in the processing. So cold is nothing but it's a low cost. What is that? Low cost and very less used data. So very less user data. Magnetic is nothing but a old generation, not new, old generation we are using. So old generations, so we are using. Okay. Yeah. So I will give you a task to you guys. Okay, you already know the disk partition, right? In the Linux machine. I already show you. So I added a disk, okay, and created the disk partition, everything. I think you know, right, Magna?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So I will give you a task for you, for to you guys. You can complete this task. EBS additional volume. Create. Second one, attach, create a volume. Volume with 10 GB because of 30 GB is free, right? Create a volume 10 GB. Attach, attach volume. Attach volume to instance. Make sure guys, EC2 instance and volume must be in same availability zone. Okay, must be in same availability zone. So which availability zone the instance is created? The availability zone is created AP Southeast 1B. If you go to the volumes, right? If you go to the volumes, okay, create a volume. So this volume is created under the AP Southeast 1B in use. Because of this volume is attached to our instance 8 GB. We took the 8 GB general purpose volume, right? So I want to create a new volume, create a volume general purpose. How much GB? Just 10 GB is enough. Okay, create a volume. There is a refresh, right? Yeah. So the volume 10 GB is available, right? So the available is available. If it is attached to any instance, it will be showing the in use. If it is not attaching to any instance, it will be showing available. I want to attach this volume. I want to attach this volume. Ah, shit. We need to create the same availability zone, right? So I'm deleting this volume. Actions, delete volume, type delete, confirm the delete. Yeah, before that I will show you. Yeah, so available, right? I want to attach this volume to the instance. Action, attach volume, the instance name. You see, no matching running or stopped instance in. So EP South 1A. EP South 1A because of both are the instances and volumes are both are same availability zone. So I am deleting this one. Delete volume, delete. Okay, create a volume, general purpose, 10 GB is enough. Because of 30 GB only I'm free. So availability zone is 1B. EC2 instance availability zone is 1B. Then create the volume. Okay, refresh. Yes, volume is available, 10 GB volume. Now I want to attach this volume to instance. Okay, actions, attach volume. So instance. So this is the instance, right? What this is instance? So this is the instance. In this instance, we need to attach. Yeah, it's showing this attach the volume. We can select SDB or something like attach the volume. You see, before there is no LSBLK. Yeah, before it is showing only 8 GB. Now it is added 10 GB also. Okay, this part I already show you. Attach the volume to the same instance. Yeah, we attached the volume. So what is that? Third is mount or link or mount. Create a new directory called /applogs and mount it to applogs. Okay. And fourth, use that mount point or create a files. So fifth one, after mounting, I need a unmount. Finally, detach. What is the attached
వాల్యూమ్ కి
volumes?
అటాచ్ చేయాలా లేకపోతే సేమ్ ఫోల్డర్ ఎట్లా మౌంట్ చేయాలి లైక్ యాప్ లాగ్స్ టు యాప్ లాగ్స్
Applogs to?
యాప్ లాగ్స్
You will create a new directory called as mkdir applogs. Okay.
ఫోల్డర్
Directory is
క్రియేట్ చేస్తాము బట్
Hmm? Hmm.
వాల్యూమ్ కి అటాచ్ చేయాలా లేకపోతే ఫోల్డర్ టు ఫోల్డర్ అటాచ్ చేయమంటున్నారా మౌంటింగ్
Volume
సారీ
mounting 10 GB. సో మనం దేనికి అటాచ్ చేద్దాం? యాప్ లాగ్స్ కి నాకు 10 GB కావాలి. ఎక్కడుంది
యాప్
10
లాగ్స్
GB?
టు ఎస్జిబి
XVDBని నాకు యాప్ లాగ్స్ కి అటాచ్ చేయాలి. ఎఫ్ డిస్క్ దీన్ని ఫార్మాట్ చేయండి. ఓకే, సో తర్వాత అటాచ్ చేయండి. సో అటాచ్ ద mounting will be 2 types, right? Temporary mount and permanent mount.
పర్మనెంట్.
So we already discussed it, right? You can create a permanent mount.
ఓకే.
Okay. So what you can attach the volume, mount the volume. So something like use that mount point. So unmount that. So how you can unmount? The command is you mount. -L is nothing but a forceful mount. Okay. App logs. So detach. How you can detach? How you can attach, right? So the same way, actions 10 GB, select actions, detach volume. Okay. Then remove the volume. Detach volume to instance. 7th one is delete the volume.
అండ్ ఆల్రెడీ మౌంట్ అయి ఉన్నది డైరెక్ట్ గా డిలీట్ చేయడానికి అవుతుందా?
అవుదు we cannot.
ఓకే.
సో మౌంట్ అయి ఉన్నది యూజ్ లో ఉన్నది we cannot detach the volume. సో ఇన్ యూజ్ లోకి తీసుకొచ్చి అప్పుడు అటాచ్ చేయాలి, డిటాచ్ చేయాలి
ఓకే.
అవైలబుల్ లోకి తీసుకొచ్చి.
ఓకే.
అండర్స్టూడా? సో మీకు ఇంకొక టాస్క్ కూడా ఇస్తున్నాను. ఓకే, సో ఫర్ ద టుమారోస్ క్లాస్, టాస్క్ 2, సిరి అండ్ సతీష్ యుదేరా?
ఉన్నామండి.
సిరి గారు అర్థమవుతుందా మీకు? అంటే మేము ఆల్రెడీ ఇది డిస్కస్ చేసాము.
ఓకే.
సో కావాలంటే ఒకసారి నేను ఆ వీడియోస్ పంపిస్తాను, చూడండి.
ఒకసారి షేర్ చేయండి నాకు.
సో లైనక్స్ ఐడియా ఉందా మీకు?
ఈ మౌంట్ అన్మౌంట్ నేను చేస్తుంటాను.
మీకు ఐడియా ఉంది కదా?
యా.
సో ద సేమ్ లైక్ యాజ్.
ఓకే.
సో మనం ఇక్కడ ఎలా మౌంట్ పాయింట్ తీసుకొని యాడ్ చేసుకొని ఎలా చేస్తామో సేమ్ గా మీరు వాల్యూమ్ లో ఈబిఎస్ లో ఇన్స్టాన్స్ లో చేయాలి.
ఓకే, బట్ ఒకసారి నాకు వీడియోస్ అయితే షేర్ చేయండి.
మీరు ఆల్రెడీ చేస్తా అంటున్నారు కదా డైలీ. మౌంటింగ్ ఎలా చేస్తారు మీరు? ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్
యాక్చువల్లీ
మీకు రిక్వెస్ట్ వస్తుంది, లర్న్ స్కాన్ చేసుకుంటారా?
లేదు, నేను రీసెంట్ గా జాయిన్ అయ్యాను. సో నా కంప్లీట్ డెవలప్మెంట్ బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ ఇప్పుడిప్పుడే చూస్తున్నాను అన్నమాట. సో
అవునా?
పెద్ద ఐడియా లేదు.
పర్లేదు. నేను ఒక వీడియోస్ షేర్ చేస్తాను, సో అది చూడండి. ఆర్ ఎల్స్ యూ కెన్ హెల్ప్, యూ కెన్ టచ్ విత్ మేఘ్నా ఆర్ సతీష్, దే విల్ హెల్ప్ యూ.
ఓకే.
మేఘ్నా మీకు ఐడియా ఉంది కదా? ఒకసారి మేఘ్నాతో టచ్ అవ్వండి.
షూర్.
యా, ఫర్ టుమారో. సతీష్, ఆర్ యూ ఆస్కింగ్ సంథింగ్?
No, not me.
ఓకే.
మీరు అందులో ఎట్లాగో ఈ వీడియో యాడ్ చేస్తారు కదా, అందులో మన బ్యాచ్ అందులో
యాడ్ చేస్తాం
ఛానల్, యూట్యూబ్ ఛానల్లో
చేస్తాం.
బ్యాచ్ 54 లో. ఓకే,
ఈ
రైట్.
టాస్క్ కంప్లీట్ చేయాలి కానీ, ఓకేనా సతీష్
Yeah.
అండ్ మేఘ్నా, సిరి?
యా.
క్రియేట్ ఏ EC2 instance with Amazon Linux 2 AMI. Okay, so you can create 2 instances. Okay, set up web server.
కనెక్టివిటీ ఎస్టాబ్లిష్ చేయండి.
Set up web server means Apache. I want to install Apache. Okay, so what is that? Yum install HTTPD. Okay, set up web server. You already know the web server Apache. Next, modify the index.html file to display welcome to blujaytechnlogies website -1. Okay, so this is the task 2. The same way you can create the other web server. Task 3, create a EC2 instance with the same server. So modify the, so here we need to modify it. So welcome to Blujay Technologies website 2. Okay, so you guys can complete these 2 tasks on tomorrow. So tomorrow I will show you load balancing. What are the remaining things, right? That
ఎం ఉంటుందా అందులో? మనం ఏదైనా సెపరేట్ కమాండ్ వాడాలా ఎంకి? ఎం
దేనికి
డౌన్లోడ్ అయి ఉంటుందా? ఆల్రెడీ ఎం ఉంటుందా అందులో లైనక్స్ లో?
అమెజాన్ లైనక్స్ అని ఐ ఆల్రెడీ టోల్ యూ రైట్.
సో
సో
అందులో
వాట్ ఆర్
బై
ద
డిఫాల్ట్ ఎం
లైనక్సెస్?
ఉంటుందా? ఓకే.
బై డిఫాల్ట్ ఉంటుంది.
ఇంకొకటి క్రియేట్ వాల్యూమా, అది ఏ వాల్యూమా? ఈబిఎస్ వాల్యూమా?
ఇదా ఈబిఎస్ వాల్యూమే.
ఓకే. అటాచ్ a volume to the instance, create a new directory called AWS and mount it to AWS. Okay.
Understood?
Yeah.
Okay, these are the tasks, guys. Okay, so maybe tomorrow also we can connect from 7 to 8 because of tomorrow also we have a migration. So I already discussed it, right? So the migration.
But the thing is, this is my office hours.
అవునా? రేపు ఒక్కరోజు
మేనేజ్ చేయలేకపోతున్నా. యాక్చువల్లీ నేను సగమే విన్నాను. అక్కడ ఈమెయిల్ చెక్ చేస్తూ చాట్ చేస్తున్నాను ఆఫీస్ లో.
సరే ఈ రేపు ఒక్కరోజే మేఘ్నా అండ్ సిరియన్. ఓకేనా?
ఓకే.
Or else if you are okay with morning 5:30 to 6:30, నాకు యాక్చువల్లీ 6:30కి స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది మైగ్రేషన్. You guys know the Kubernetes, right? Siri, Meghna and
Kubernetes నాకు ఐడియా లేదు, డాకర్ ఐడియా ఉంది.
ఓకే, సో యాక్చువల్గా సెల్ఫ్ మేనేజ్డ్ క్యూబర్నెటీస్ ఉండేదన్నమాట మా ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్లో, ఆర్కేఈ. సో ఏదైతే మైక్రో సర్వీసెస్ ఉన్నాయో వీఆర్ మైగ్రేటింగ్ ఫ్రమ్ ఆర్కేఈ సెల్ఫ్ మేనేజ్డ్ క్యూబర్నెటీస్ టు ప్రొవైడర్ మేనేజ్డ్ క్యూబర్నెటీస్. మన AWS ఏది ప్రొవైడ్ చేస్తుందంటే ఈకేఎస్ అనే ఒక సర్వీస్ని తీసుకొచ్చారు. ఈసీఎస్ అంటే ఎలాస్టిక్ కంటైనర్ సర్వీస్. ఓకే, సో ఈకేఎస్ అంటే ఎలాస్టిక్ క్యూబర్నెటీస్ సర్వీస్. Who will manage this? If you just click the Kubernetes cluster, it will automatically create it. Okay, create a cluster. So and who will manage this Kubernetes? The AWS support, AWS team can manage this, right? So that is the reason. So we are migrating from self-managed to provider-managed EKS. So here we are using Argo CD. You are using Argo CD to deploy the application.
ఆర్గో సిటీ గోయింగ్ టు కవర్ కదా ఫ్యూచర్ లో? అంటే ఆర్గో సిటీ ఏంటి, అది ఏం చేస్తుంది?
సిడి అంటే ఏంటి?
కంటిన్యూస్ డిప్లాయ్మెంట్.
డిప్లాయ్మెంట్. సో మేము వాడే వర్షన్ కంట్రోల్ గిట్లాబ్ అన్నమాట.
జెన్కిన్స్ లాగానా ఆర్గో సిటీ ఇక్కడ?
జెన్కిన్స్ లాగా. ఎస్. జెన్కిన్ విల్ ప్రొవైడ్ బోత్ సిఐ అండ్ సిడి, రైట్?
ఓకే, అవును.
బట్ ఆర్గో సిడి విల్ ప్రొవైడ్ ఓన్లీ సిడి.
గిటబ్ యాక్షన్స్.
గిటబ్ యాక్షన్స్, గిట్లాబ్ సిఐ, గిట్లాబ్ సిడి.
మార్కెట్ లో ఇవే ఉన్నాయి కదా, ఆర్గో సిటీ, గిటబ్ యాక్షన్స్.
అవును,
ఓల్డ్ అయింది ఇప్పుడు,
ఓల్డ్ అయిపోయింది.
గిటబ్ యాక్షన్స్ అండ్ ఆర్గో సిటీ.
సో ఇది కాదు కదా ఇక్కడ.
ఏంటి మళ్ళీ అది? గిట్లాబ్ ఏంటి?
గిట్లాబ్ ఏంటిది? గిట్ రిపోజిటరీ, రిమోట్ రిపోజిటరీ.
గిట్ హబ్. ఓకే, గిట్ హబ్.
గిట్ హబ్ కాదు, గిట్ లోనే చాలా రకాలు ఉన్నాయి అన్నమాట. గిట్ ల్యాబ్, గిట్ హబ్, బిట్ బకెట్ అలా ఉన్నాయి. అవి చూపిస్తానులే.
ఓకే, రిపోజిటరీ అంటే ప్లేస్ వేర్ రిపోజిటరీస్,
వేర్ ద డేటా. ఆర్టిఫాక్ట్స్ కాదు, కోడ్. ఆర్టిఫాక్ట్స్ మళ్ళీ జేఫ్రాగ్ గానీ, నెక్సెస్ గానీ, గిట్ హబ్ గానీ, అదే డాకర్ హబ్ గానీ.
ఓకే, కరెక్ట్. కోడ్కి ఒకటి ఉంటుంది, ఇమేజెస్ కి.
అవును, ఇమేజెస్. డాకర్ ఇమేజెస్ ఎక్కడ పుల్ చేస్తారంటే, సో గిట్ ల్యాబ్ నుంచి సిఐ రన్ అయ్యి మా దగ్గర ఏమవుతుందంటే ఆర్టిఫాక్ట్ కి ఇమేజెస్ పుష్ అవుతాయి.
ఓకే. ఓకే.
సో
ఆర్టిఫాక్ట్ JFrog పెడతారా?
మాది JFrog.
ఓకే. రైట్.
JFrog అవ్వచ్చు, నెక్సెస్ అవ్వచ్చు.
అవును. ఇట్స్ ప్లేస్ వేర్ ద ఇమేజెస్ ఆర్ స్టోర్డ్.
అవును. సో అర్థమైందా, ఇవి డోకర్ ఇమేజెస్ దీంట్లో ఉంటాయి.
యా. సో గిట్లాబ్ వాడతారు లేదా
గిటప్
బిట్బకెట్
వాడతారు,
వాడతారు? గిటాబ్
బిట్బకెట్
కానీ
వాడతారు.
బిట్బకెట్ అని ఇవన్నీ.
I
ఓకే.
use it all GitHub. I will show you. So when we
ఓకే.
start the Git.
ఓకే. కానీ అది యాక్సెస్ మాత్రం అందులోకి పెట్టడం, పుష్ చేయడం మాత్రం గిట్ ద్వారానే, గిట్ కమాండ్సే కదా?
Git commands. I will show you. I will show you GLI and CI.
షూర్.
GO and CI.
ఓకే.
సో ఇక్కడ కూడా పుష్ అవుతుంది. Understood? So
Yeah.
Siri, are you using microservice deployment or monolithic?
మైక్రో సర్వీస్ డిప్లాయ్మెంట్.
Microservice in Kubernetes,
అసలు క్యూబర్నెటిస్ కూడా యూస్ చేయట్లేదు. మాది కంప్లీట్ గా IDQ ట్రెడిషనల్ ఎన్వైరన్మెంట్ ప్రజెంట్. బట్ అప్కమింగ్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఏంటంటే ఇంటర్నల్ ప్రోడక్ట్ అని చెప్పాను కదా DQకి. దాంట్లో అన్ని ఇవి యూస్ చేస్తున్నారు. సో ఆ ప్రాజెక్ట్ కి వెళ్ళాలంటే ఐ షుడ్ నో ఎవ్రీథింగ్.
కానీ కాంపోనెంట్స్ ఏం వాడుతున్నారు మరి సిరి మీరు?
నాట్ ష్యూర్, అంటే నాకు ఇంకా ప్రాపర్ ఐడియా లేదు దాని మీద.
సో she is from development.
ఓకే.
సతీష్.
ఓకే. అంటే డెవలప్మెంట్ నుండి DevOps కి వెళ్తున్నారా?
లేదు, నాది యాక్చువల్ గా ETL డెవలపర్. నేను
ETL మీరు?
ఇన్ఫర్మేటికా పవర్ సెంటర్. బట్ ఇప్పుడు ఈ JPMC లో నాది IDQ అడ్మిన్ రోల్ ఇచ్చారు. కంప్లీట్ ట్రెడిషనల్ సెటప్ కదా అది.
అవునవును.
JPMC అంటే
JP Morgan.
ఓకే. రైట్.
సో ఇప్పుడు నెక్స్ట్ ఇదంతా ఇంటర్నల్ ప్రోడక్ట్ డిజైన్ బిల్డ్ చేసేసారు ఆల్రెడీ. సో దానికి ఇంకా అడ్వాన్స్డ్ ఫీచర్స్ లైక్ రిపోర్టింగ్ అవన్నీ ఇంటిగ్రేట్ చేయడానికి వాళ్ళు AWS ఇవన్నీ నేర్చుకొని ఉండాలి, ఇంక్లూడింగ్ జావా అని చెప్పారు. సో దానికి నాకు అసలు ఐడియా కూడా లేదు. AWS ఇది ఎక్కడ యూస్ కూడా చేయలేదు, నేను టచ్ కూడా చేయలేదు. సో అందుకని చెప్పేసి
మీకు ఈజీగానే ఉంది కదా, అర్థమవుతుంది కదా?
నాకు అర్థమవుతుంది, బట్ ఇంకా చూడాలి.
ప్రాక్టీస్. ఐ థింక్ Magna you are using Azure.
ఇన్ఫ్రాస్ట్రక్చర్ కంప్లీట్ డిఫరెంట్ టీమ్ హ్యాండిల్ చేస్తుంది మా దానిలో. సో
అవునా. బట్ which
పైప్లైన్స్
cloud are
మటుకు
using?
క్లౌడ్ అంటే ఇన్స్టెన్సెస్ ప్రొక్యూర్మెంట్ మాత్రం AWS నుంచి అవుతుంది. సమ్ టైమ్స్ క్లయింట్ వాళ్ళు ఇస్తారు ఆన్ ప్రెమ్, అవి గూగుల్ నుంచి కానీ Azure నుంచి కానీ వాళ్ళ
ఓకే. Based on the client requirement. Okay. Sir. We'll discuss on tomorrow at 7 to 8.
Yeah, 7 to 8.
So tomorrow we'll show you the load balancing and target group auto scaling. Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you guys.
When the video will be uploaded?
Maybe tomorrow, today. Yeah, I will upload today. Actually, I'm in institute only.
Yeah, please upload today.
యాక్చువల్లీ నాకు ఫ్రైడే అది కూడా కావాలి.
ఫ్రైడే అప్లోడ్ చేసినట్టున్నారు కదా?
చేశారు.
ఇవాళ చెక్ చేయలేదు.
యా, ఫ్రైడేది క్లాస్ 13, ఇది క్లాస్ 14 ఈ రోజు. ఫ్రైడే అప్లోడ్ అయింది.
ఓకే.
So Siri, if you have a time, you can watch from starting. You will understand the infrastructure.
Okay, sure.
Okay na?
Yeah.
అండ్ మీకు ఒక 7 కదా, మేబీ నెక్స్ట్ టుమారోనా డే ఆఫ్టర్ టుమారో నుంచి ఇంకో బ్యాచ్ స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది 7 to 8. సో ఒకవేళ మార్నింగ్ కాదు, ఈవినింగ్. మీ మార్నింగ్ 7 to 8. సో ఈవినింగ్ ఆల్సో
జాయిన్ అవుతాను.
జస్ట్ ఒక 1 week 2 weeks అది జాయిన్ అవుతే మీకు కొంచెం యూ విల్ బి అండర్స్టాండ్ వాట్ లైనెక్స్ ఇన్ఫ్రా ఏంటి అవన్నీ అర్థం అవుతాయి. ఓకేనా? థ్యాంక్ యూ గైస్. విల్ కంటిన్యూ ఫ్రమ్ టుమారో.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.